girls.
Hello,
Good evening.
Kumusta kayo?
Ito.
Ako talaga
Ito. Ako. Yes. Kamusta talaga? Yeah, first of all, guys, thank you so much for making this interview possible. I know you guys are running a very hectic schedule considering na malapit na uli ang finals ng Binibining Pilipinas sa April 17 na.
Malapit na.
Na-excite na ba kayo? Buhay na ba ulit yung mga dugo nyo na ito na, malapit na tayo sa finish line. So, lahat ng mga pageant fans super excited na, alam mo yon, abangan kayo ulit, anong mga pasabog ang gagawin nyo. So, how have you been since last time we saw you? Anyone can start, anyone can butt in.
Sige. I guess I'll start muna. I'm doing really good.
Yes.
Fortunately, still healthy and still surrounded with friends and family at this time, and they're all doing well as well. So I've adapted naman to the situation, and I'm just grateful for what I have right now. So I'm very happy to be here then to see both of you.
Yeah, a bit virtually. What about you, Jash?
Well, I'm good. It's been a long time. Like, ang bilis ng 1 year, akalain niyo yun. And I just took my time to prepare, to, reconnect with myself and, stay close with my family. And also, thank God, I'm still healthy. Kasi all of us are exposed, especially we're all staying here in Manila. So, ayun, I've adjusted very well too.
That's nice to hear. But before we proceed, can we greet all the viewers who are watching us right now? Pwede nyo makita siya sa upper right-hand portion ng virtual chat room na to. Yeah. Vince, good afternoon. Good evening over there. Supporting Justine Felizarta, our soon-to-be Binibining Pilipinas Grand International 2021.
Oh my gosh. Makalig naman yon. Hi, Vince. Kamusta? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. And Joey Jabon Albos is also saying hi to both of you. Yeah, yes, magkambal kayo, Jash and Justine.
Wow.
Hi, maayong gabi.
Kriza naman is saying, ang gaganda naman nila.
Wow, thanks, Kriza.
Shane Morales Garcia is also saying, so excited for these girls. Koronahan na yan.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
And Joey is also saying, these two girls will surely ruin your prediction list. Totoo yun. Nararamdaman namin yun. Nararamdaman yun. Alam niyo, when you get comments like that, kasi, we took a 1-year break because of the pandemic. And alam mo yun, now that I realize, what difference 1 year makes. Kasi natandaan ko dati nung before pandemic, hindi kayo masyadong napapansin, nakikilala ng mga pageant fans. Pero, over the course of this long break, biglang, alam mo yun, parang biglang nag-change yung tide, naging parang nakilala kayo ng husto, naging visible kayo sa social media, mas nakilala kayo ng mga tao, parang nagiging instant frontrunners na kayo. So, anong nangyari? Anong ginawa nyo? Share nyo naman.
Okay. I'll go first. Actually, hindi ko naman siya masyadong iniisip like that, na para, mas napapansin ako ngayon or what. I think I just did my part during the break. Like, yun nga, I reconnected with myself. Parang also na-assess ko yung performance ko before the quarantine. Para nakita ko kung ano yung mga pagkukulang ko. Not just about physical, but also, how I present myself. Parang, and plus na rin dyan yung social media presence. It gave me time to assess my strategy sa ganong aspect.
For me as well with Jash, na parang I didn't look at it that way, but throughout the pandemic, I was just really grateful and flattered that people were still supporting me, even though at first I wasn't as active kasi feeling ko, I don't know the right time to post, let's say, a pasabog at a time like this. And I also didn't want to be inconsiderate. So I wanted to really use social media more for service. So seeing how I can help out with the frontliners, especially towards the beginning. And then when I saw that when I posted a photo of myself, it gave people hope. It gave them something to look forward to. Na para, this is also a good thing if I post something
Yeah.
about myself with a positive message. And then from there, people were really, parang they're sliding in my DMs na, I hope you're also okay. And then it's really a way for me to connect to my supporters na, you're also going through it, I'm also going through it. It makes everything more normal for them. So that gave me more of a boost to keep going in terms of social media. But in terms of taking a break, I don't hesitate to log out. Kasi again, like I was telling Josh earlier na, it's also healthy, diba, to log out and take time for yourself. Kasi it does take so much time and so much effort in a week. And I think it's healthy for us as, individuals and as binibinis to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
So yun, balance lang.
Yes. I also agree with you, Justin, na parang I felt na it gave me more access to my supporters. I didn't look at them like fans or what. Parang I treated them as my friends. And now we have a group chat na we can update each other. Parang, kasi it feels so good for me na I can make their day just by updating them, letting them know how the Binibini journey is. And I'm just so thankful for social media. Although sometimes it can be toxic, but it's really up to us how we can handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad that I have been hearing positive things coming from you despite that we have all been through since March last year. It's not easy, no? Kasi si Justine, is staying here considering that all her relatives are in Canada. Tapos ikaw naman sa Albay. So how must it have been difficult for both of you to still push through considering the very challenging time that we are in?
I think mahirap din for me especially kasi naapektuhan yung Albay ng bagyong Ulysses. I did the fundraising for them last year and most of my friends and relatives were hit very badly during the typhoon. And parang ginamit ko na lang yun as a motivation for me to push through na if I win this journey and if I, finish this race, it's going to be for them because we all know how hard this year was, not only for my province, but for everyone. Pero gusto ko lang bigyan sila ng, boost ng hope this 2021.
That's good. Yeah, same. At first, it was difficult, of course, because I didn't know how long this pandemic or the lockdown would have been. And at that time, I was staying at Cubao kasi malapit sa Araneta.
Yes.
And the place that I was staying at is it's literally like 4 walls lang talaga, if you know what I mean. So and I was by myself. So there was a point that na parang at nights I couldn't sleep because it was so uncertain anymore. And then my family was in Canada. They were asking if I wanted to go home. And I had to make a rash decision to either stay here or go home and take that risk of not being able to come back. And in the back of my head, I was like, oh my gosh, what if Binibini calls next week and say we have to be back then? Stressed out.
I get you.
Exactly. So I'm just really lucky and grateful that I have friends who are like my family because they really did what they can to bring me closer to them. So that's why when GCQ hit, I was able to move to DGC where most of my friends are. And it really made such a difference because, they really uplift me, empower me. And then, it takes my mind off just training for pageants or the worries that I have. And I know my family is safe naman. Thank goodness for video calls, mga Zoom calls, even 10 minutes lang, diba? Because there's a time difference with Canada and here. So as often as I could, I would check in with them. And then vice versa. Tapos all my friends are here naman. So I was able to adjust with the people around me, which I'm really lucky and grateful for.
Okay. Now that you both mentioned what you have been through during this pandemic, ano naman yung na-realize nyo o yung natutunan nyo about yourselves as you went through this journey? May discovery ba kayo, new learnings? Kasi di biring pinagdaanan nyo ha, kasi normally a typical pageant would only last 2 to 3 months, but because of this pandemic, na-extend yung pageant journey nyo to another year. So, meron ba kayong mga realizations or learnings na natutunan about yourselves that you would like to share?
Yeah. I think I discovered how sympathetic I can be kasi as I've mentioned before, naapektuhan nga yung province ko and I wasn't there. So, hindi ko alam kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nila. And parang doon ko na feel how far I can go for the people I love. Parang also, I'm very thankful for my friends and family who helped me during my fundraising para may abot talaga yung tulong. Also, parang doon ko lang din, yun na, parang na-feel ko na kaya ko palang magbigay ng ganito. Not physical stuff or monetary, but yung effort, parang I'm capable of this pala, na I can make this difference to other people's lives using my platform as a Binibini. Parang I'm just so grateful for that. And I also realized how important connection with my family and friends are. Kasi, as Justine mentioned before, parang ang laki talaga din ng effect when you're all alone. And mag-isa lang tayo lagi. We're left just with our thoughts. Parang minsan di mo ma-control yung thoughts mo. But I'm just so lucky to have my family with me here.
Mm-mm. Ako, well, I've learned that I really can't cook.
Sabay ganon.
When everyone was going through that phase of baking and, kung ano na to explore their hobbies, ako talaga, I really tried to get on that bandwagon. Tapos I was like, wow, skill talaga to that I don't think I will develop in the next year. Maybe for myself lang, but not for other people. But yes, again with Jash as well, like, staying connected with my friends and family, how easy and how blessed we are to have that access, and how important mental health is talaga. Mental health is just as important as your physical health. Sometimes, I guess, in this pandemic, it's more important because you really have to look at the positive or the bright side. And sometimes when you can't do that, you have to step back and say it's okay because tao lang din naman tayo. And, working on your mental fortitude is so much work, and you have to really take the time to do it, whether it's meditation, journaling, talking to your closest friends, and accepting that there's bad days para naman you're not pretending that everything is okay. And I think that's what I've learned. Kasi when it shows and people are seeing that side of you, especially like us, we're Binibinis, public figures, they will understand na, oh, okay lang pala that I'm feeling this way if they're feeling that way. And it doesn't put so much pressure in one another to be that person that they see on social media. So that's really such a big thing for me because I idolize so many people on social media. Even you, Adam. Like when you do interviews, and parang, oh my God, how's he coping? How is he staying this positive? But when you see that there have dark days, na parang nakaka-lighten din, not in a selfish way, but na we're all going through this together lang. Yeah. It's just refreshing to see. So that way we're all really connected.
I just want to add on to what Justine said, na parang it's so important then to be transparent to your followers and to other people, like what you're going through, not just put on a perfect persona on social media. Parang just be inspires other girls. Kasi ako, even me, Justine said, na I idolize so many influencers or celebrities, and I feel so good when they post like what they're really going through. Kasi it takes a lot of courage for them, but at the same time, it gives me hope na parang she's in that level of fame and then she still goes through bad days, then I can get through what I'm going through now.
Exactly.
Diba? So,
yeah.
Exactly. But you know what? I'm glad that you both have been coping well with our current situation. Di talaga biro yung pinagdadaanan natin. And I'm glad na talagang parang nakaka-recover na kayo, naka-adjust na kayo. Ngayon nakikita ko na bumabalik na ulit yung smile nyo from the last time I saw you to sa mga coverages namin sa inyo, sa mga public events. So, now that, Binibini has announced na April 17 na may final snake na kasado na sa April 17, in terms of training, paano kayo nagtitrain? May difference ba sa training nyo ngayon? Dati kasi, 'di ba, in groups kayo sa camps kayo, 'di ba? In groups kayo ngayon ba may nagbago ba in the way how you have been training for the pageant?
I guess the biggest difference would be learning to train in the comfort of your own home because of course we're all trying to be safe and we're trying to practice the social distancing and looking for the safety of others. So for me, a lot of my training has been online talaga. Even yung mga makeup training at the beginning, even pasarela, I would just take videos, send it to, mentors, and then they would give me feedback, as opposed to before you would physically see them and it's easier interaction, diba? So now you really have to find ways on how you're gonna push yourself and motivate yourself so that you're not complacent and just stagnant at home. Because it's so easy to be lazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I have my lazy days. I want to go to the gym or like, not the gym, but like work out sa bahay. but I'm just like lying there. I'm like, what do I do? I have to really, I have to change to my gym clothes to just motivate me. And it's you have to really make that conscious effort, because everything now depends on your control and what you're willing to do, because people are not gonna tell you have to go here, you have to go there, diba? So yun talaga.
Yeah, same with Justine. Most of my training have been online, Zoom calls, video calls. Kasi, as she mentioned everything. Now, I'm trying to be safe too because I live with my parents. They're both senior citizens, so I don't really want to expose myself to other people. Like, you don't really know like kung ano yung makukuha mo outside. But aside from that, totoo na it's up to you kung imo-motivate mo yung sarili mo. Kasi no one's gonna tell you what to do na, training na, this time, ganun.
Diba?
Ikaw may hawak ng oras mo 24/7. So it's up to you kung ano yung gagawin mo sa araw mo. And yun nga, mas kailangan ng discipline ngayon.
Exactly. Yeah. And you don't have to do everything at once. Like there's that saying that really stuck to me na parang, if you do one thing every day that will make your goal better, do it. You don't have to do everything. So parang every day, I just remind myself, I don't have to do like passerella, Q&A, gym, all in one day. If I go to the gym for half an hour, I would feel that accomplishment na. Kasi I pushed something,
Yeah.
But at first, I was so gigil na parang I have to do everything at once kasi I don't know when Binibini's coming back. I was burnt out, and then to a point na parang, just take a step back, just do what you need to do, and if you don't feel like it, just do one step at a time. And it's really, really helped me.
Yeah. Also, parang sorry Adam, may gusto ko lang din ako i-add. But also, meron din akong narinig saying na if you're gonna do something out of a place of negativity, like you're just forcing yourself to do it, then it's not gonna, put out a good outcome. So do an inspired action. Do it when you're inspired, not when you're being forced to do it.
Exactly.
Totoo yun. So, talaga, the key is really one step at a time.
Yes.
Dahil one step at a time until you reach your goal. Di mo kailangan madaliin talaga kasi ikaw rin, ma-overwhelm ka, diba? Matataranta ka, diba? So, alam mo, ang weird, no? Dami rin natin talaga natututunan about ourselves at this time. So, alam mo yun, feeling ko talaga, all eyes are on you now. Considering that I feel like you both are, as I've said earlier, front runners of the competition. So how are you both sizing up the momentum? Kasi may nararamdaman ako pag nag-upload kayo ng pasabog photo, parang nire-repost lahat, yung mga comments, parang alam mo yun, parang wow, talaga. So how are you sizing up the momentum?
Me, I don't really think about it that way. I just want to enjoy myself, be myself on social media, not portray an image. As you can see from my social media, it doesn't have really, parang wala siyang specific, like ito dapat yung post ko, dapat ito next ko, pasabog ko. I just do what I want, pero still considering my strategy, like yung algorithm and stuff. Pero ayoko maging calculated eh. Kasi doon nanggagaling yung gigil na you want a specific outcome. You want this person, this blog to repost you. Na if you don't get it, you're just gonna get disappointed. So just enjoy yourself. Parang post it for yourself, not for others. I wanna post this kasi I look good in this. And then if they don't notice it or not, then so be it, diba? So yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to please other people for your contentment. Diba? Yeah. What about you, Justine?
Same din. Actually, nakilig ako when you said front runners kami. Parang, oh my God. I don't know, just hearing that word means that we're doing something right. Kasi of course, we're trying to fight for the support and the love of the Filipino people as well, right? And there's only so much you can do. And of course, we can't please everybody. So when you say that, parang, okay, I'm on the right path. And again, it's, it's really knowing when to peak. You don't have to do the pasabog every single week. And I really try to focus on myself then and not compare myself to others because that's going to get so toxic in the long run.
Yeah.
That was, what Jash said. Try to just post things I like, even though I know it might not be what people might like. It makes me feel good, then I'll post it. And it makes a difference talaga. So, because social media is so tricky for me. Even up to this day, I'm still trying to figure out what am I supposed to post, algorithms, how I'm going to relate the captions to, a photo shoot, ganon. But I'm learning along the way. And of course, I'm taking notes from the people that inspire me as well. So for me, it's like school pa rin. Social media school. May ganun ba?
Yeah.
And
It's
also,
still a learning experience, yeah.
yun na nga, parang we're all learning along the way while enjoying it. Kasi you know what works for you, what works on social media, what doesn't. So alam mo na next time ano yung gagawin.
So kasama na rin siguro yung maturity nyo sa pag-handle ng mga criticism, ng mga bashing online. No, feeling ko kasi parang parang in a way parang kalmado na kayo, hindi na kayo nagre-react, chill na lang kayo. Yun yung nakikita kong vibe na binibigay nyo sa akin ngayon eh.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to let the negative energy foster because we only have, a certain amount of energy in a day. And if we're going to use 10, 20% of that towards reading all the negative comments or letting that affect us, then when it's time to perform and bring our best, it might not be your 100%. So you want to just make sure all that energy is saved for the positivity on your improvements. And if people want to keep saying it, I'm just going to let them. Because at that point, I can't control these people. I'm just going to have to prove them wrong na what you're saying is not right. And I have people in my life who support me, and I'm super happy with that already.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's up to us how we're gonna handle the bashing and all. Kasi it comes in with the territory now. We put ourselves out there, so we give them the right to judge us at some point. Pero it's really up to you how you're gonna handle it. Minsan siguro may point, like maybe they do have, it's a constructive criticism. Pero if you know that it's borderline, parang offensive, just ignore it. Kasi what you focus on grows. So kung yun lang yung lagi mong iisipin, parang lalong napupunta dun yung energy mo. And tulad nga ng sabi ni Justine, when it's time to put your best foot forward, parang wala na, nasira na yung diskarte mo.
Yeah.
Exactly. So mapunta naman tayo. So tamang-tama. So na-establish na namin na talagang, alam nyo, you have been keeping the ground running with all your pasabogs and na-practice yun na yung art of dead mythology and how to attack your game. And how to...
mythology.
Yeah, skill yon. Yeah, skill talaga yon. And how to, how to cope and adapt with your strategies in your forthcoming Binibining Pilipinas game plan. So, my next question is, speaking of game plan, so, I'm curious to ask, kung yung mga designs ba ng mga evening gowns nyo is different considering that we took a 1-year break. Meron ba kayong mga binago? Kasi alam ko, di ba, pinapa-approve nyo yan. So ngayon ba, curious lang ako. Siyempre, di ko na tatanungin kung ano. Siyempre, I also want surprises too. But, pwede bang magbago yung, nyo, yung planned look nyo from this year, from last year? Or kailangan mag-stick kayo doon?
Ay, ako ba muna? For my gown, it's still in the works. So there is there's still more room for improvement and changes. So I'm very thankful for that. And I guess it's just like minor details. Because of course on social media, I see so many gown inspirations. Na parang I think every other day, na parang I'm saving something. And then, you know what I mean? Na parang, I think this will look good with my hair and makeup. I love the color. I love this detailing. Yung mga simple things like that. And then I would occasionally interact with my designer then. And he's very, very open to it naman. So nothing drastic, pero mga small, minor details lang.
What about you, Jash?
Same with me. My designer is my sister, Cheryl Vicente. So I always get to talk to her. Parang it's still in the works too. Pero wala din masyadong drastic changes because I don't really wanna shock the org na, ito yung pinasa mo, ito yung suot mo, diba? Parang, pero same pa lang din naman. Wala naman masyadong malaking changes.
So from your gowns, let's go to your national costume. Wow. Alam mo, what are your thoughts on your national costumes, on your respective national costumes, since it was released one by one? Parang how do you feel na each one of you contestants had a moment na ma-appreciate namin yung mga kanya-kanyang mga natkos nyo?
I actually liked it that they uploaded it one by one kasi alam naman natin na kapag lahat, they just skip through like their candidates. Pero ito, nabibigyan ng moment yung candidate na mabigyan ng attention yung gown nila, like makikita talaga yung details, meron pang description. I don't think last year or other years may description, di ba? So it's more focused on the national costume talaga, not just the girl. And I'm so proud na yung national costume designer ko is from Tabaco City, Albay. Santo Domingo, Albay. And ito yung first time niya sa Binibini, so it's really, really excited and super honored to be featured.
Ito nga teka, pakita natin. Saan ba yun? Sobrang na-engross ako sa conversation natin. Ito, ang ganda, ang fiery. Talagang it really reflects your personality. Diba? What was the inspiration behind? Ikaw nag-conceptualize niyan or was it a collaboration?
Collaboration siya. He asked me like, do you want a Filipiniana type or a more costumey type? I knew right away I wanted the festival look. Talagang hindi ko kasi personality yung Filipiniana. And parang alam niya yung nasa isip ko. And hindi ako nag-fit, miski once. He made it in Albay. And pinadala na lang nung tapos na. Nagpadala siya ng tao. And then parang fit na fit siya. Parang meant to be. Alam mo yung wala akong stress at all. I'm so thankful for him. Marvin Baloloy. Shout out. Shout out.
Hope to meet him one day. Wala nang mga repeating. So talagang, wow. Kabisado niyo measurements mo. Talagang,
Sinend ko na lang din.
Ang ganda lang kasi yung personality mo kasi alam mo, tsaka it really reflects, your province's talaga culture na. Alam mo yun, your guys are known for your spicy food. So talagang fiery. Yes. Alam mo yun, talagang red. Talagang wow. Talagang albay na albay talaga.
Very
Tapos ikaw, fierce ka pa sa projection mo. So talagang lalong bumagay talaga sa'yo. So, wow. Congrats in advance. Ang ganda. Isa sa mga gusto ko talagang national costumes. You really stood out in that costume. What about you, Justine?
Wow.
Vinta!
Ang ganda.
Yes, it was made by Jobes Estrella. I'm super, super happy with the outcome of it because it was also a collaboration. So when we met up, parang he gave me the chance to say what I want before he inputted his ideas. I mean, what do you want? What is your vision? What do you see yourself wearing on that stage? And I really told him that, of course, I really want to highlight Mindanao and my province as well with the fabric. And of course, I was also inspired by my family. And the reason why I wanted to do Filipiniana as well, because I wanted to go more in the traditional route. Because growing up in Canada, I never really had a chance to wear Filipinianas. Because of course, I grew up abroad, right? So only if it's cultural days, I would wear it. So I really wanted to get that feeling of wearing a terno, a classic terno that's wearable as well. Tapos, because of my experiences in OFW, it kind of represent or symbolize that transportation of Ovinta and the means of livelihood. And so I asked Joe Bess, I was like, can we remake me into the Vinta? So that's why I have the sails on the back of me. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone in Binibining Pilipinas also having that. Although the Vinta has been recreated many times, there's been one that has a sail on the back. So sabi ko, can I wear it? Because I want to be that symbol. And the yellow train as well it's actually detachable, but I wanted it to flow and also symbolize hope for yellow, because I really like that color, especially in this pandemic, and showing that my province has gone through a lot, from earthquakes to natural disasters in the last year, now the pandemic. I wanted that to be, when they see that color, it gives them hope, other than the fabric as well. So it really ties in a lot of inspiration. And I know when he gave me back his input and the design, the drawings and everything, I just fell in love with it. Sabi ko, push na natin yan. I'm excited to wear it. And it's also his first time to create something on the Binibini stage. So I wanted him to feel so good about it. Because, this is your talent and I'm just so grateful to be wearing it. And I was just happy that he was also so open to collaborating with me.
What was the name of the design? What's the name of your designer again? Sorry?
Jobes Estrella.
Oh, ang ganda kasi if we look at it closely again, pwede siyang maging evening gown mo. Tanggalin lang yung nasa likod, parang yung Vinta. Oo, pero pwede nga lahat kami pwede siyang suotin ng isang first lady sa isang glittery event, public event.
Yeah.
Sa mga luncheon meetings talagang, tapos 'di ba, red carpet, tapos Diba? Or
Exactly.
meetings, talagang makikita talaga yung wow, yung craftsmanship ng Filipino, ang ganda. Or
Mm-mm.
it could even pass off as your evening gown for Binibining Pilipinas kung kunwari may
Oo.
nangyari sa original gown. Ang ganda,
Tanggalin
ang
na lang lahat.
elegante.
Oh, diba? Kaya din.
Oo,
Nurse.
'di ba? Ang
Mm.
ganda, ang ganda. You really
Thank
you
you.
also stood out in that national
Salamat.
costume. So props to your designer for that. Kasi yung ano kasi 'di ba, yung Vinta parang ilang beses na namin nakita yan sa NatCos
Yes.
competition
Mm.
with its different interpretations. Pero sa'yo, your designer was able to make it so new and refreshing in our eyes.
Mhm.
So yes,
Yes.
great
I was
job.
really happy when it came out. Actually, na ano, I was getting a little bit of parang not anxiety, but because they posted it one by one, tapos they didn't tell us what order. And
Oo,
diba,
oo.
I wanted to prepare yung mga thank you to my designers, my team, and then mga BTS para naman they can really get the attention. So when they posted it agad, I was actually wala akong signal. So I just opened my phone like later that night, and all of a sudden I have so many tags, so many. It's like,
Yeah.
imagine I was like, oh my God, andito na, I have to post everything. Tapos, you know, because I was so happy for Jobes na parang, Dave, ito na, like, we can start posting. And I wanted to see how we did the drawings, the behind the scenes, and all the people involved. So it was, I know, it was funny.
Ang ganda talaga ng mga collaborations nyo sa mga designer. Lumutang talaga lalo pa yung mga ganda ninyo. 'Di ba? So, sana ma-meet ko talaga rin sila in person. So siyempre, from gowns to natkos, punta naman tayo, how have you been preparing naman sa Q&A aspect nyo? Ngayong pandemic ba, as we all know, ang mga questions na tinatanong palagi, may kinalaman sa pandemic or sometimes naman political in nature. So, ask ko lang sa inyo, how does one prepare for these types of questions without you getting bashed or being labeled not sincere?
Recently, we do have a Q&A training with our camp, Kagandahang Flores. They've been very good and efficient with giving us yung mga pointers kung ano yung dapat aralin with the pandemic and also political. Pero from before quarantine, kung paano kami nag-train, Sir Migs, our Q&A trainer, he's more focused on the social issues more parang book-based. Hindi siya yung about womanhood and all. Para he will give us pros and cons about this issue. For example, dengvak siya. Tagal na yun, di ba? He would give us like pro, dengvak siya, and then con. And then it's up to you how you would come up with an answer. They don't tell us what side we should be on. But as long as you can support your answer, and then while answering, you don't parang put down the other side. Kasi we can answer political questions as long as hindi siya controversial and you don't say negative things about the other side. You know what I mean, Justin? Parang wala kang na-hurt.
Yeah.
So neutral, dapat neutral.
Hindi naman neutral. You can have your side, pero wag lang yung, kasi ito yung feeling ko, kaya hindi tama yung ano na yan. Very open-minded pa din.
Mm-hmm.
So mas maganda yung you follow your heart in your answer. Yung talagang feeling mo, point of view mo. Hindi yung dahil parang feeling mo mas feeling mo mapapasaya mo yung maraming tao because of your answer.
Yeah, and as long as you have the facts to support it, then just go with what you think is right in your heart.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely takes practice, As for me, I like to read the news and keep myself updated every day, just so I know what's happening. Of course, I'm not going to know a lot about these issues, but I just try to stay informed because, of course, knowing that I'm a Binibini or Binibini, people are going to ask, what do you think about this? That's a given. So for myself, I wouldn't necessarily say anything until I'm fully aware of what is happening. And if I really don't know, I'll be honest, like, I'm sorry, I'll get back to you because I'm not just going to put myself in a position where I'm going to get bashed for something that I'm not credible for. It's also my responsibility to give out information that people might, take and relay onto somebody else. So I will make sure that, and I have a lot of friends who are very well informed in terms of politics, health. Like my best friend, she's a doctor. So when it comes to COVID material, I'm like, Bax, is this really true? Like, can you give me information? Para I can understand it at my level. And then if I'm sure na talaga, that's when I will speak on it. But if I don't know it talaga, I'm not going to pretend. Kasi, of course, I'm also trying to learn and I wouldn't want to be passed on information that's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, no doubt. Talagang all bases covered ang training nyo. So itong next question ko naman sa inyo, since you have been attending to each aspect of your competition with so much finesse, and alam mo yun, talagang sinisigurado ninyo talagang you will be at your most excellent state kapag dumating na yung time na yun. So since the pageant will be this coming April, and ang malakas talaga yung alam mo, malakas talaga yung nararamdaman namin na baka magka-crown talaga kayo. So, are you slightly prepared to compete in an international pageant soon? Like, look at what's happening to Samantha Bernardo right now.
Yeah. I'll go first.
Yes,
Yeah, I
you go.
think, sorry, you want to go first, babe?
No, go babe, go babe.
Are you guys
I think
ready
I'm
with the level
slightly
of
prepared.
preparation?
Yes, because we joined Binibini to compete internationally. So we all know that's the end game in our mind. So all the decisions that we make, all the, things that we do, it contributes to our main goal, which is to win an international, any crown that we won. And ayun, parang, syempre yun ang nasa isip namin, but we don't really want to jinx it. Enjoy lang.
Yeah, exactly. And there's always room for improvement. So you're never really going to say I'm 100% ready. You have to feel it with yourself. But at the same time, it's in your head na this is the goals to win internationally. And so we do the training for that. And then we learn along the way as well. So I think we're all ready and we're all very excited because we've been training for maybe 2 years now because, we were supposed to be the 2020 batch. So as Binibinis, we trained 6 months to a year prior to that. Tapos with the pandemic, that's an extra year. So almost 2 years na tayo nagte-train. And it's suffice to say that feeling ko ready na kami lahat.
And we all know na I met with Samantha Panlilio last time and then she said all of us glowed up. Like, parang lahat tayo nag-glow this quarantine. Not just physically, pero you can say na yung aura natin, we're a lot more relaxed. Kasi before, like yung nagsa-start tayo nung sa Binibini, parang it all happened so fast. Now we don't really know what's going on anymore. Na parang, ito na next, may national costume photo shoot. Tapos ito na next. Parang you're just going along with the schedule, not really assessing yourself internally, emotionally. And now, parang we were given the time to reflect and mas relax na tayo ngayon and we know ourselves more.
Yeah. And I think kasi candidates na tayo eh. So hindi pa lang tayo na mag-screen. So given the fact that we're already candidates, it's just for us to improve na lang. Because we're already here, we're already one step closer. So, and doing interviews like this is such a big help because this is like Q&A training na din eh. And, like these questions that you ask us as well, giving us the opportunity to speak on behalf of who we are and our advocacies. And you also do it with queens already. So it's a really nice thing that we're doing, what you're doing for us.
Yes, thank you so much, Adam.
You're welcome. So, last few questions. So, ngayon ba talaga ngayon ba talaga kailangan talaga mas kayo, parang may conscious effort kayong tumulong sa kapwa nyo? Do you think you're also being judged for what you have been doing outside of your preparation for Binibini, o talagang it's just init lang talaga sa inyo talaga tumulong? How do you feel about it?
Me personally, I feel na it's really a responsibility to my community, not just because I represent Albay, but also because I'm part of it. Parang yun talaga yung duty ko as a member and as an Albayano. But plus na lang din na binibini ako, and I do have the platform and the reach to, gather help from other people. So, ayun, it just goes hand in hand with being a binibini and being a responsible member of the community.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I've always been drawn to public service. Even before Binibini, I've always wanted to do what I can and what I have to help others. Because I know how lucky and privileged I am, especially in this situation. So if I have the means in any single way, even just reaching out to people that will make their day or make them happy, or if I have the connections that can help them, I will do it. Because of course, not everyone is a great plus having a roof over their head. So for me, it's like I want to really give back to our frontliners, to my province, to my community, and even bigger with the platform of Binibining Pilipinas, because now we also have more of a reach and more people listening to us. So very, very grateful for that. So I'm very excited to keep using this platform, even after Binibini, to keep helping. Because of course, this pandemic is not going to end anytime soon. You know what I mean? That it's really going to help the platform. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So enough of the pandemic questions now. We now go to the light fun questions before we wrap up this interview. So kayo ba may tanong ako sa inyo. Ano ang pinaka-greatest fear nyo? Curious lang ako ha, fun na to, para lang mag-gauge ko lang din yung personality nyo na slight kasi we have been asking you super serious, questions a while ago. So, ano ang sa tingin nyo, curious lang ako, ano sa tingin nyo greatest fear nyo sa upcoming finals ng Binibining Pilipinas? What is one thing that you don't want to happen? Pili kayo. And bakit nyo? Bakit yun ang pinili nyo? Letter A, wardrobe malfunction. B, madapa at di ka na makarecover from that sa stage. Or letter C, mag-viral ang sagot nyo in a negative way sa social media sa Q&A. Ano ang ayaw nyo mangyari sa inyo sa finals night? Pili kayo. A, wardrobe malfunction. Isa lang ha, don't choose all. B, madapa at di na kayo makarecover. Or C, mag-viral yung sagot nyo sa Q&A, sa social media.
Me, I feel yung is letter C. Kasi it happens to, not everyone, pero wardrobe malfunction and parang tripping on stage is out of your control. Pero your answer, you can control it. So, it's on you kung may mali ka mang masabi and mag-viral yung sinabi mo in a negative way, parang kasalanan mo yan. Pero kung madapa ka, malaglag, alam mo yan, masira yung damit mo, hindi mo naman kasalanan yun eh. So, ayan, just do our best na lang to train for Q&A. And, ayan. How about you, Justine?
Ako talaga, it would be a wardrobe malfunction. Kasi out of you know what I mean? Because of course, like you want to feel your most beautiful, and you're preparing leading up to this. Like a pageant is visual, So once something happens, not like a wardrobe malfunction, feeling like it might, my head's gonna think all the other things, and what are people gonna say? Pero kasi with tripping and parang they will applaud you if you get up from there. And you can still fix it. And then with yung Q&A naman, like they say, there's never such thing as bad, bad PR. Diba? Kasi even if they make you viral, you can always back it up, yung mga interviews, and it's somehow gonna pass. Pero for, malfunction, it's at the moment na parang, what if you nahulog yung, what's the dress, na ganon, parang, I wouldn't know how I'm gonna fix it. Parang gano'n lang, yung confidence level ko lang.
Parang nagkaroon ako ng insight sa personality nyo. Si Justine, very conservative. Talagang takot. Si Jash naman, takot sa bashing. Takot talagang internet is forever. Talagang hindi ka kayanin.
Yung kung ano yung brand nila sa'yo sa sinabi mo, it's gonna stick in their minds na parang kung ano yung sinabi mo. And sometimes you say things out of the moment na parang ito lang yung feel ko sabihin, pero you don't really mean it. Pero once you said it and it's on national television, you can't take it back anymore. Diba?
True. Oo naman. Actually, maganda yung mga sagot nyo. Nagigets ko naman yung reason. Katuwaan lang naman to pero
naging defensive no?
Ito naman, since Binibining Pilipinas always attracts well-diverse judging panel every year. Sino ang gusto niyong makita niyong mag-judge sa inyo sa coronation night?
Mag-judge.
Kasi may ambassador, may celebrity, may basketball player, may actress, may former beauty queen. So, kayo, sino yung gusto niyong makita niyo na parang feeling niyo pa nag-judge siya parang, oh my God, I'll really give my 200% performance talaga.
Wala pa akong idea.
Sino ba? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, same. But maybe, okay, ikaw muna.
It's okay. I'm trying to think pa din eh. Ano ba ba?
Crush mo? Sino crush mong celebrity? Walang ganon. Walang ganong factor.
Wala akong crush eh. Wala talaga akong crush. Loyal.
Ako feeling ko, like I would, not specific, pero a beauty queen who competed in Miss International or a Binibining Pilipinas queen, may it be from 1990s or 2000s, I would really appreciate their insight because they know what the international stage is looking for. And they would know when they see a beauty queen and a binibini na parang alam nila na, ito, pang ano to. Alam mo yun? Parang they've been there, so they know what the
Hinahanap.
pageant is looking for. Forte nila yun eh.
True. Ako siguro, kung ako sasagot, siguro si Madam. Hindi na natin, matagal na natin din nakikita si Madam, di ba?
Yes, I kind of miss her too.
Okay.
Wala din.
Wala
Wala talaga.
Justin.
Wala.
I don't know, but the first thing that goes in my head is, si Nadine Lustre.
But she already judged.
Yeah, she judged.
Before, yeah. But I don't know, I really like her kasi as, her Filipino.
Really?
I don't know.
O kaya si wala, ako nasasagot sa'yo para witty.
Sige,
Si Eliza, best friend ko.
Si Eliza, oh my gosh, kung judge siya, I don't think I can take her.
Isipin mo, kapag pag ang best friend mo nasa judging panel, edi may ka na, one judge, one less judge na ang iisipin mo kasi pumabor na siya sa'yo, di ba? Yun, so...
tatawa lang ako kasi I'm like, I know Eliza. Kasi we trained together then, so feeling, it'll make the situation so much lighter and I'm gonna enjoy it more. Kung si Eliza, kasi I know what's going through her head kasi I have her voice in her head when I'm training na parang, lumaban ka dyan, Bax. Lagi niya sinasabi sa akin yun.
So, hindi mawawala poise mo pa nakita mo siya.
Oo, lagi yung sinasabi niya sa akin yun. I'm like, oh my God, sakit na paa ko. Lumaban ka dyan, Bax.
Okay, last question. Fun lang to, super cute. Kunwari crowning moment nyo, how would you react on your crowning moment?
Oh my gosh. I think I will jump and then cry.
So, kunyari, sige, paano reaction mo? Kunwari, ano reaction mo? Kunyari, and Binibining Pilipinas International is candidate number 17, Justine Felizarta from Davao del Sur.
Magiging public lang ako. Tapos, kaganon talaga ako. Sabi ko, hi, ma'am. I think iiyak talaga ako. Yeah, kasi I'm like, oh my gosh, finally, after so long, diba? And yung mga reactions din sa movies and stuff like that, feeling ko it's just gonna come to me kasi I've been watching it so many times.
Yeah. What about you, Jash?
You did, jaw drop. Like, gano'n ako lagi. Even sa Bicol, pag nanalo, parang lagi ako ganon. And I would cry. Kasi parang naisip mo lahat ng hard work mo. All the days you prayed for this moment. And then finally, nandun ka na. Parang I can only imagine. Like, of course, we visualize it sometimes. Pero for it to come to life, parang it's gonna feel so surreal for me.
Mm-hmm. And I think kasi walang audience, diba? Or I think most likely na parang you're just gonna really think of your family at home and your friends cheering for you na you finally did it. Parang that first phone call talaga na parang, Mom, Dad, or yung mga friends na, I did it, I won. Parang, oh my God, it's such a Queen Gambit moment. I don't know if you watched that sa Netflix, but it's
yes, ang ganda.
Yeah, yung parang, di ba, like, phone call na parang, I won. Tapos they're all cheering behind the phone kasi like they know their success is also because they knew what happened to her in for training and all of that. So it's also so fulfilling for them.
And on that note, sana ma-actualize nyo yung mga respective crowning moment na na-visualize nyo for March 17. Thank you so much, Jash and Justine, for gracing this interview. There's no doubt I had so much fun reconnecting with both of you tonight. And, message nyo na lang sa mga fans and supporters nyo, considering na more than 1 month to go na lang, or almost, more than 1 month to go na at eto na, crunch time na. Binibining Pilipinas finals night na.
Yes. I just want to say hi sa mga supporters ko, Jash Loves. We have a group chat. So thank you so much for having us. sa mga kababayan ko sa Albay, thank you sa suporta nyo, and as well as sa Camarines Norte, sa Kapalonga.
For sure, tutuwa sila ngayon na makita ka ngayon with your transformation and growth in the pageant. What about you, Justine?
Maayong gabi sa inyong lahat. I just wanted to say maraming salamat talaga for all your support with my training, with my journey, especially way back to 2015 that you guys are still with me. And just a shout out to Justine's Mermaids because I know they're watching every interview I have and they're always sharing. So I'm super grateful but that they even take the time and effort to do so. I wanted to say hi to everyone in Padada Davao do Sur. I hope you guys are all doing well. And laban talaga ako for you to represent the Philippines as well. And thank you again, Adam, for giving us this platform to know us more, to have a fun chikahan. And it's nice seeing you again, Jash. I'm so excited to see you finally. Yun, stay safe and hopefully we can get back the human connection again soon.
Thanks, Adam, for having us. I really appreciate the time. And parang you've given us the opportunity for your followers and for the pageant fans to get to know us more. So I'm super grateful for that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity talaga. Nag-text lang ako sa inyo and buti naman nag-free up yung schedule nyo. So, yes, so before we end, let's give a shout out to all our viewers who have been giving messages of support to both of you. From Rogelio Barameda, go Jash Dimaculangan from the home of Mayon Albay.
Thanks, Rogelio.
Just in time, hashtag just in time. Gracious Celis is saying, behold, Binibining Pilipinas number 17. Vince is saying, Vince is saying, Josh Dahl Gabriel is shouting out, sa Vogues, the number 17, Cindy Blanc is saying, go Jash, go make Bicolanos proud, sabi naman ni Dec Gutierrez. Kahit anong crown, swak sa kanya. I don't know kung kanino yun. Siguro for both of you. Binibining Padada for the win. Josh, the best talaga tong si Binibining Padada. And yeah, ayoko na talaga. Okay na ako sa inyo na ang corona, sabi ni Joey Albos. And finally, si Rogelio Barameda. Laban lang Queen Jash Dimaculangan from the home of Mayon Albay. JC Herberg, shout out po kay Jash Dimaculangan, love from Filipino community in Idaho. Wow, Idaho, USA. Thank you for tuning in. Wow.
Thank you for watching.
Grabe talaga kumuda si Ate Justine. And on that note, girls, this ends our interview. Super, I really had fun reconnecting talaga. Sana talaga na-actualize nyo talaga yung mga pinaghirapan nyo come coronation night, regardless kung paano namin kayo panonoorin, kung talagang susugod kami sa Araneta or manonood na lang kami virtually. Bastang importante, makita na namin kayo talagang rumampat kasi talagang uhaw na kami sa glam.
I know, we're so excited.
Excited na kayo. Same. Excited.
1 year tayong walang ganap. So parang any pasabog coming from any one of you talaga, buhay na dugo namin. So how much pa kaya when you guys are both in motion? So, diba? So, once again, maraming salamat, Justine and Jash. Send my regards to all your loved ones for making this possible. Stay safe and hydrated.
Yes, thank you. Stay safe, guys. Bye, Justine. Bye, Adam.
Virtual